Hello, hello, Libra. It is that time again. This is going to be your August 2018 overview reading, and this is good for you if you're a Sun, Moon, or Rising Libra. So, oh, and I also want to mention, I've been getting some questions about, you know, will this reading apply if you have just like a Venus in Libra or a Mars in Libra? And my answer is that that's up to you. That's at your discretion. If it resonates, it resonates. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. So you're welcome to explore that with whatever you want. There's no wrong way to do this. This information is for you. I'm just, you know, relaying some messages, and wherever you like to go for that is totally up to you. All right, so go ahead, set some intention. If there's something you are looking for in this reading, if there's information that you want to show up or that you're curious about, go ahead and just set your intention for it to come through during this reading. Take a few deep breaths into the diaphragm. And I'm going to start with the word of the month for you is compost. Break it down into its elements. Let whatever isn't working become the soil for your next endeavor. Send it to the earth. Let it return to you with new vitality. Okay, so really reworking things the way you haven't done that before. So there might be a lot of information that you can actually break down, restructure, reuse, and that's kind of what this card is really pointing to. So stay open to that. And then we also have fairy tale. So what is it that you want? I think that this card is showing up because it's reminding you to ask for what you need. If there's something that you want, reach out and grab it. Ask for it. Really communicate. If you want more time, ask for more time. If you want more connection, ask for more connection. If you want more relationships, ask for those things. There's nothing wrong with just asking. So it's worth it to put yourself out there, or just to ask, you know, straight from the source, God, divine source, the universe, whatever it is you like to work with. That is absolutely worth your time. And then the affirmation for you is gratitude. Today, I am grateful for all of the little things. Even when the big things suck, there are always plenty of little things I can be at least a little grateful for. Like hot showers and music and the fact that humans invented an internet and I'm allowed to use it whenever I want to. Using fingers and thumbs that do whatever I think them to do at any given moment. So every little speck of gratitude that you show counts this month. Don't forget that. It really does make a difference in mindset, outlook, belief system. It bleeds into a lot of areas. So I know it might seem hokey or cliche, but the whole thing with gratitude is that it works. And so that's why it can be kind of frustrating, because it is so effective. So don't forget, use it. It's at your disposal. And it's worthwhile to use it. Now, I'm keeping it simple this month. We have a Celtic cross going on, so the central energy for you is the Five of Wands. This is going to feel a little bit more disorganized and chaotic. I think that you have a lot going on in August, so allow yourself to take breaks whenever possible. If there's something going on that really requires your attention, just make sure you're recharging your batteries whenever you can. You know, yes, life happens. Yes, life can often be complicated and frustrating or busy. But the more you can just give yourself permission to take little breaks and do things that you need to do, it's going to make this a lot easier. And I think that you're building to something larger. That's often what the Five of Wands is about. I like working with that energy quite a bit. So it's just up to you how you like to use this. Most of the times within chaos is where you learn the most. That is also where you're going to develop a lot of what you need to create more stability later on. So you can either look at it like a curse or a blessing. But if you have a lot of stuff going on, then this is just reminding you to work with this so that it creates boundaries and structure for next time or for moving forward. So this is about creating boundaries for yourself. And then the crossing energy is the Knight of Cups. What's coming up for you emotionally with all of this? Does it remind you of something that happened when you were younger? Does it frustrate you? Is it getting in the way of romantic relationships or connections that are more emotionally based? What is it that is associated with your emotions in this situation? What is shining through? What really wants to be expressed? And I think that that is really the key to figuring out what you need to change in this situation within what's in your control, right? So just keep that in mind. Now, what is shifting out for you in the month of August? We have the Hermit. So the feeling of needing to retreat, if you found yourself isolating a little bit more than usual or wanting to withdraw, it looks like that is changing. Like you may have been ignoring this. If you've just been putting the Five of Wands on the back burner and kind of letting it get out of control behind the scenes, it's, you know, you're going to have to address it. And this is really a testament to that. It's just showing you, hey, pay attention to me, pay attention to me, pay attention to me. You can't ignore me anymore. And so if you rise to the challenge, you're going to find resolution. If you bury your head in the sand, then, you know, you're going to stay in the same spot. So just remember that you have power. Remember that you have control. Remember that you do have a lot that can work for you at this time. So it's not all bad. It really isn't. It's just a matter of perception and a willingness to make adjustments where necessary. And the oncoming energy is the World. So I think that there's something is wrapping up in August for you. I'm going to clarify this. It just looks like something is coming to an end, or there's a like something is being wrapped up, so it's not going to feel so chaotic. It's going to get easier. That's what I am reading here. I'm going to clarify the World. Three of Pentacles, so it could be work related. Okay, it could easily be work calms down, or something professional gets a little bit easier, or it's simply whatever this Five of Wands is, you make the necessary changes, you rise to the challenge, you rise to the occasion, you tackle it head on, and it resolves. You achieve resolution, but it's going to come from the work that you do. That's why the Three of Pentacles is showing up, is you have to apply yourself. You can no longer stand by idly while things happen to you. You want to make sure that there's some sense of peace in your life. And if you just allow the chaos to persist around you, even if it's like a busy schedule, it's not anything like major, unless you're like, oh yeah, she's speaking to a specific situation. It's more about the energetics of your environment and the situation that's at hand. It doesn't have to be life or death. It's just the clutter within your life put you in a position where you wanted to retreat, bury your head in the sand, and now you actually have to do something with it. You can't hide from it anymore. So you have good things cooking up, everybody, and it's going to improve. I promise you that. If you do the work, if you apply yourself, it is going to improve. It's going to get better. So just trust yourself with that. Now, the outward manifestation, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Yep, it could go either way for you. Again, this is up to you. Totally up to you. You don't have to listen to anything that I say. You don't have to take my advice. You can stay exactly where you're at if you want. And that is what the Wheel of Fortune is saying is, what do you want this to be? How do you want it to improve? What would you like to have happen? These are questions that you can ask yourself, and it might actually help you make decisions that are empowering. And the sooner you want resolution to the Five of Wands, the sooner you're going to have to take action. So don't forget that. This also applies for feeling states. So if you feel like the Five of Wands is just pointing to a subconscious or emotional situation, again, there are things, there's actions that you can take in order to improve that. Improve, not approve. Improve that. So just let yourself take necessary steps to get there. And in the subconscious, we have the Sun. Let me clarify this. It might just be your energy and motivation to find resolution and heal. Either the situation or your emotional state is improved. So let me see. Two of Cups. Okay. Is it a relationship? Is it something that is like frustrating in a relationship that you have going right now? The Two of Cups is about partnership. So it not just romantic partnership, it can also be business partnership, something interpersonal. So this could easily have to do with somebody you're close with or somebody that you have a relationship that's developing with. So just keep your eyes peeled for this. I think that you're going to be more in touch with your desires around this area of your life. So allow yourself to feel into that, and then again, take action where you want to see improvements, where you want to see growth. The advice for you, the High Priestess, trust your instincts on this. What does your gut have to say about it? I don't even want to say any more about it. It's just about you trusting yourself and trusting the way that you feel about it, and not coming from a place of fear, right? Fear is different. Fear is not intuition. So remember that if it's old baggage or highly emotionally charged, that's not actually your intuition. That is fear and trauma. So if it's something where you can sit and feel into neutrality as you are making a decision and as you're figuring out what your next steps are and how to seek resolution, then that's your intuition. If it's coming from a state of neutrality, that's why I always recommend that people don't read tarot for themselves. I mean, you can give yourself advice with tarot, but it's often, when it's a personal situation, you want someone who's neutral about it to read it for you. So that is kind of the key thing with intuition. If you're emotionally biased, then it's much harder to hear your intuition. The external influences, the Star, destiny, fate, all those cheesy, sappy words that we all love are coming up. So, is there a soulmate relationship going on? Is there a karmic relationship going on? Is there something that you really, really, really feel called to do? Do you want to put yourself out there? There's something about you this month that really is calling you to be seen. You need to be witnessed in some capacity. It's going to be a great month for you to put yourself out there and really pay attention to how are you shifting out of hermit mode and being seen. What does that mean for you in your life at this point in time? And the Star is really showing you that the timing is right. Now is the time. Now is all that you have for certain. So take advantage of it. You get one chance. You get one chance on this planet, in this body, in this particular moment, so do something with it. Seriously, it's better to take risks than regret not taking risks later on. So the more action that you take, the more rewards you're going to get, the better things are going to feel, and the more energy you're going to have infused into this situation. So allow yourself to be seen, because we really need that from you. God, this is a good reading. Okay. So, hopes and fears, the Tower. What if everything comes crashing down? What if? That is the big fear. What if you lose control? What if you don't get what you want? What if there aren't any improvements that are made? What if it's a waste of energy, right? I am going to remind you that there's always going to be 1,000,001 reasons not to do something, why to stay small, why to stay hidden. that could easily override your desire for improvement. But this is the time to change that. This is the time to improve that and really, you know, take a risk. If you're going to do it now. So, it's just about challenging yourself, because if you don't, then you're not going to get any of the goodies at the end of the rainbow. So, yeah, this is a natural reaction. It's a natural fear to have. It's a natural experience as a human. So it's kind of like, be scared and do it anyway. That's the best advice I can give you for that. The outcome of August for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. 6 of Pentacles. So it looks like your efforts are rewarded. It's kind of like the give and take from the universe, God, divine source, whatever you like to work with, is rewarding the efforts that you put in. If you're willing to be seen, there's payoff for that. If you're giving like an itty bitty bit of your energy, then there's not going to be a lot of payoff there. If you are giving a lot of effort, if you are trying and making improvements where necessary, then it looks like you're going to see some major shifts really, really quickly. So don't forget this. You got to trust this a little bit more. You might be nervous about the what if there's no payoff? But you have to trust that there will be, otherwise, I mean, you're always going to hold yourself back. Now, or until you let that go, you're going to hold yourself back. So now we're going into the timeline. As usual, this is the first quarter, second, third, and fourth quarter. So that'll be where you wrap up the month of August. First thing, communication. Who do you need to communicate with? Who do you need to talk to? Who do you need to share with? Who's the first person that comes to mind when you see this? And that's the person. Whoever showed up, or group, I should say. It could actually be an institution. But whatever it is that you need to communicate or communicate with is what you... it looks like the timing is good in the beginning of August. That is going to be a valuable time for you to take advantage of. Second quarter, we have decisions. What do you do with it? Now that you have the information, now that you have the communication and clarity around it, what do you want to do with that? Okay, so pay attention to what your intuition says, what your gut wants to do, what your fears want you to do, what your limiting beliefs are telling you. Just examine this and then make a decision from a place of alignment as best as you can. There are no wrong decisions. We're all getting to the same place. So trust yourself with this. It's okay to do that. Now, third quarter, storytelling. What are you telling yourself? This is not actually about communication with others. This has to do with what are you telling yourself? What is the story that you have running? What's the belief system that is ingrained for you at this time? And that is this is the point where you explore that and you examine it and you figure out, what am I telling myself? What am I talking to myself about? And how to shift it so that this works for you rather than against you. Because if you're telling yourself sad, depressing stories, then it's not going to make you feel good. But if you're telling yourself encouraging stories and feeling into, again, the resolution, the potential positive outcome that you have here, then this is going to clear up a lot. And the outcome of August, so this is the timeline where you're at the end of the month. We have strength. So it looks like things are really, really clear up. If you're making the effort, remember, nothing's going to change if you don't do anything differently and if you don't shift yourself first, because your external environment is going to be a reflection of your internal state. So don't forget that throughout this time, throughout this month. Okay, and we're going to do a 3-card pick. This is the Slutist Tarot deck. So if you want to apply this to relationships specifically, that is fine. Otherwise, it can just be general guidance, whatever feels right for you. Pick a card, any card. Ask a question. First thing, we have the Maiden. This is actually the Fool in a traditional deck. So starting off doing something differently. The Fool is about uncharted territory, doing something you've never done before, exploring, experimenting. That is what, this is like the secret sauce for you this month. So again, you have to take risks. There are more with greater risk comes greater reward. Okay, so just remember that for yourself this month. Card number 2, we have Justice. I'm getting that this has to do with how you make decisions. Are you being fair with yourself? I find that, I think I've said this in a couple of your guys' readings, that Libras in particular have a tendency to be very, very, they desire to please other people, and it can be to a fault. So watch yourself with that. How much of your own desires are you considering as you're making decisions this month? When you're thinking about your next steps, where you're going, what you're doing, who you're becoming, what it is that you're looking for long term, how much of that has to do with what you want? And how much of it has to do with the way you think other people are going to receive you or feel about you? So just ask yourself and lead with your desires as much as you can, because that's probably the muscle that's underdeveloped. Unless you've been practicing that for a long time, then go you. Card number 3, we have the Two of Wands. So it looks like there is, you're receiving a lot more this month. But I think that also comes from the accumulated effort that you've been giving over the past several months. So whatever work that you have put in is now showing up in August in a way that is probably unforeseen in the capacity that it's showing up. So just be patient with yourself and trust that things are coming into your life. As always, if you would like to work with me, all of my links are in the description box. All of the info that you need, the cards I used, my website, all that good stuff is in the description box. Whether you want a tarot spread or you have a single question or you want to work with me one-on-one, that's where you find it. Or you can go to onyxhealing.com. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I do live readings on Facebook every week. And that is all that I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me, Libra. I will talk to you all later, and have a beautiful August, everybody. Bye-bye.